Okay, here's the Mean Street solo slow down. Alright, so let's break it down. Let's talk about the first thing is to do. You got to bend the 7th fret of G string all the way up to 11th fret. So you got to do a lot of bending. So, and once you bend it up, you got to play the harmonics 6 times. Now, if that's too difficult for you to bend the 7th fret up to 11th fret, you can start from the 9th fret, but that's not how Eddie does it. But this is an easier way to do it without breaking the strings, and also it's easier on your hands. So you can do it on the 9th fret and just bend whole step up to 11th fret. Because if you bend from the 7th fret, you gotta bend 2 whole steps from 7 to 11. But right now we can bend from 9 to 11. Just make sure you go back to that, and then you play the 7th. You play 5th fret on the 5th fret on the G, and 7th fret on the D, and then 7th fret of the G and B together, and then 5th fret on the G, and 7th fret on the D. So again, I'll do it 9th fret. It's easy on my strings, it's easy on the hand. But in reality, you should start from the 7th fret and bend it 2 whole step up. The challenge is get the harmonics out because it's so difficult to get those pinch harmonic. I have difficult time with it too. But anyway, so that's the first thing you do. You bend that note up. Oh, by the way, the 11th fret of G, that's basically F sharp note. That's an F sharp. That's like a 3-step down. So basically, that's the relative minor of A major, because A major, the relative minor of A major is F sharp minor. So that's what we're doing. So basically, you bend up the note from the D on the 7th fret all the way up to F sharp, 11th fret. So basically bending from the perfect 4th of A up to the relative minor of A, F sharp. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now the second thing, it goes like this. What he does is he uses his palm, muting the strings, and kind of rack the string down, muting it. You don't hear the string, but you kind of hear the. So you do that on the D, G, and B string, and then you land on the 7th fret on the E string. As soon as you play the 7th fret, you play the 10th fret on the E string, and then you dead stop. And you dead stop on the 8 and 7. So 7, 10. 8-7 on the E string. Alright, and then the next part is like this. Alright, so what I'm doing is I play the 7th fret on the G string, slide up to the 9th fret. Oh, by the way, this is a C major scale here. Basically, it's A minor. He's playing in the motif A minor. So basically, you slide from 7th fret to 9th fret on the G string. So you go from the D note to the E note. The E note is the perfect fifth of A, so that falls right into the scale. And then you play the 8th fret on the B string. That's the G note, and you hammer on to 10 and 12 on the B string. I'll go from G, A, B. So you play hammer on from G, A to B, so it's from 8, 10 to 12. And you pick 8, 10, and 12 on the E string. And then you pick the 8th fret again on the E string, hammer on to 10th fret with your ring finger and pull off. And slide down to 7th fret. And you hammer back on to 8th fret. So far we have this. Again. And you pick the 10th fret on the B string, 7th fret on the E string. So use your pinky and play the 10th fret on the B string, and then use index finger 7th fret on the E string. And then you play the 8th fret with your middle finger on the B string, slide down to 7th fret on the B string. And I use my ring finger and play the 8th fret on the B string. I'll give it a vibrato. Slide down. So the whole thing slowly. Okay, and the next one, once you slide down, you just come back up, you play the 15th fret on the E string, and you pick the 19th fret on the E string, you pull off 17 and pull off 15. Slide down the 14th fret, and you pick the 17th fret on the E string, and you pull off on 15 and 14th fret. You do that twice. Alright, so far we have this. And the next part, you use your pinky, you play the 17th fret on the B string, and you pull off on the 14th fret on the B string. And you pick the 14th fret on the E string while your index finger is still barring the 14th fret. And you pick the 17th fret on the B string, pull off the 15 to 14, do that twice. 3 times, I'm sorry. Alright, so far we have this. Slow down. Next part. So next part, you play the 14th fret on the B string, and you play the 17th fret on the G string, bend up, release, without picking, pull off on 14th fret, and play the 17th fret on D string. You do that 4 times. Now on the 4th time, you don't play the 17th fret on the D string. Once after you bend up the 17th fret on the G string, pull off the 14th fret, pull off on open string, and you do that dive down twice. So it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So far we have this. This is the next part. You play the 20th fret on the B string. You bend it 1.5 step. Once you bend it up, you release. And you play the 20th fret on the G string. And you play the 20th fret on the B string again. And you keep pulling off on the 17th fret and hammer on the 20th fret. You use a whammy bar. You do that several times. And after you do it several times, you play the 19th fret on the G string. You bend up the whole step. And you slide down the 12th fret and slide back up to the 19th fret. Next part, you play the open A string, and then you hammer on to 15th and 16th fret on the A string. And then 14th fret of D and G, 17th fret on the D, pull off on 14th fret, and then 14th fret of G and B, 17th fret on the G, pull off on the 14th fret, and you slide your finger down the 17th fret with 17th fret of D, G, and B together. You use a whammy bar. So the whole thing goes like this. Slow down again. Okay, one more thing I want to talk about is that when we did that part, right there, I'm playing a G. It starts off on a G major scale because you start from the 19th fret, which is the B note, and B note is the major third of G. So you play the G note first on the 15th fret, and play the 19th fret, which is the major third of G. You pull off on the major second of G, and pull off on this 15th fret. All right, so that's a G major. Basically, it's registering the A Dorian mode. So it's like a minor mode. So once you do that, you slide down. You get to this the 14th fret on the E string, and you hammer on and you pull off on the 17th fret, 15th and 14th fret on the E string twice. That's almost like the this is basically the like a diminished mode of the G, because the F sharp note is the seventh note of G, because it's the major seventh of G. Okay, and the last part, that part right there, this is almost you playing in the F sharp minor pentatonic scale with the G, with the blues note edit. And that part right there, F sharp minor is a relative minor of A major. So you're switching from the A minor sound to a major sound with the F sharp minor playing in it. So just a little bit of theory in case you're interested. So in the last part, even the last part, and that part right there, it's still playing F sharp minor scale, and you end it on this, like basically a C power chord with the 17th fret of D, G, and B. So that's pretty much the whole song, the solo to Mean Street. Thanks for watching.